Logan, obviously the other news is the fact that the ACC eliminated divisions. That it's just basically going to be 14 teams. You play your 8-game schedule, and then the teams with the two best conference records will play for the conference championship in Charlotte. Do you think that's a – and we've talked about in the past, there's been years where the champion of the Coastal Division has been probably the fourth best team in the conference. Yeah, that's just the way it's played out in past seasons. So is this a good thing for Florida State in the future?
I hope so. I mean, if Florida State's on a trajectory of getting better, that would put Florida State. And I mean, the ACC is doing a smart thing here too. If they want to make money, they make enough money in the regular season. But if you're able to add them into an ACC championship game between Florida State and Clemson, sign everybody up. Everybody in the country would be willing to watch that one, and it's very intriguing to have that matchup. And both fan bases are very strong, and they can travel too. So that's what I think they're thinking future and hoping that some of these schools are going to turn things around. And, one of the big money makers is indeed Florida State. Going back to the teams, here's some people complaining here and there about, I wanted Syracuse, or I wanted Boston College, or, why can't we get a Duke? Why can't we go on those? Well, Florida State's had Syracuse's number. They're 12-2, overall in that series, Florida State losing 30-7 though in 2017 under Willie Taggart, Jason's favorite
2018
college head coach.
Just because they beat them 33-30 this year, you're all of a sudden acting like we whooped them.
2018, my bad. But yeah, 30-7 that game. But other than that, Florida State's had Syracuse's number. I mean, it's not really an attractive place to go travel and whatnot. I would rather probably go to Boston. Absolutely. That'd be much more of a fun trip. But like Jason said, if it's true, if this is going to run just for 4 years, and you have to live with it, and got to hope Florida State, having Syracuse on there is an easy game on the schedule sheet to cross off as a win whenever you're getting that schedule released. You're hoping that, Florida State can take that one off. But, I'm not a big schedule person, but I'm definitely in favor of the best two teams in the conference going and fighting for the ACC championship, because so much more entertaining. You have really high chance. I mean, those are the two best in the conference going at it, rather than maybe Florida State faced Duke in 2013. We knew that was not even going to be a game. We knew that was going to be over in the first quarter. Blah, blah, blah. That I would not be intrigued by that. But, Clemson's usually going to be high up there. And then sometimes some teams, Pittsburgh's got a high future there. We'll see what Louisville wants to do with throwing in their Rolls Royces, private jets into their recruiting game, and see how long that lasts. And I don't think NIL will be probably around in 2023, 24. So we'll see what happens. But it's all interesting.
And if we want to take a moment to bask in the sorrow of our hated rival, the Miami Hurricanes, they're the ones who I think are one of the losers out of this whole group, because not only are Miami fans are upset that they don't play a Coastal Division team. They're with Boston College, Florida State, and Louisville. And a lot of them are like, why Louisville? Why are we not getting Virginia Tech or North Carolina? Next season was supposed to be Miami's kind of what James talked about, how in the coming seasons our schedule gets a little easier. Miami's schedule before Tuesday was cake easy when it came to the 2023 schedule. Now you look at their 2023 schedule, because non-conference they have Miami of Ohio, Temple, and then they got Texas A&M in Miami, down here in South Florida. Now they've got Clemson coming down here now. They've got to go to NC State. They got to go to North Carolina, to Florida State. Virginia comes down here. Then all of a sudden Miami goes from a 10-win possible team to a team that, I don't want to get cocky, don't want to get arrogant towards our rival, but there's a chance that that's another 4-loss season at this point. So you have to wonder at this rate, how upset are you if you're a Miami team, the way the ACC played? I think this is just a big case of, to me, I think the ACC did not look – the commissioner talked about, it's our best chance to get multiple teams in the playoffs. It's the best chance to get the playoffs expanded. Right now, I don't think the ACC is a good enough conference to act like they can even get one team in the playoff, much less talk about getting multiple teams right now at this rate with what the ACC has. I think the ACC right now is going to struggle to get a team into the playoff this season. That may be a hot take in future weeks.
I posted a video. It's on the main channel. You guys can check it out out there if you like. This was my initial response was the ACC nailed it. They did everything they could to get the right regional rivalries together. They could only do so much. Not every program is created equal to where they all have the same number of rivalries. Some teams have one rival, true rival. Others have two or three. So to go to that format, what they really protected is this ridiculous non-division format where you have one designated team, but then you rotate the other 6. You don't see a team for 6 years. They've ended that. And even if they didn't get it straight, you're going to see everybody 2 out of every 3 years, pretty much across the table. Even if you don't get designated a primary opponent, you're going to see them the following season. So they've eliminated that, again, not seeing teams cross conference. And so that was affected. The Wake Forest schedule was a bit baffling, but besides that, they got it pretty well, and it can't be perfect. It's almost impossible to get perfect. When I glanced at it, my initial reaction was Wake has the easiest primary opponents, and Florida State has the toughest.
Mark,
And you know what?
Can you pull it up, Mark? Can we take a look at it one more time?
I ran the numbers on the last 5 years, and my initial instinct was correct. Florida State is playing the toughest based on the last five years records. Florida State's common opponents, there's 3 primary, have gone 78-47 in the conference the last 5 seasons. That's the best record. Georgia Tech has the toughest. Obviously, Clemson, they both play Clemson. So that's the common denominator. And Wake Forest is the easiest.
I think
so. Yeah, having Florida actually, even though Miami's been down, they've got the second best record in conference in the ACC in the last 5 years. And of course, Florida State's got to play Clemson and Miami.
If Miami's looking at, like, let's take a look. You look at Boston College, they've got Miami, Pitt, Syracuse. There's a lot of those old Big East rivalries from back in the day of the Big East Conference. So that's why I think Miami's look. If you scroll down for 1 second, just take a look at the second half of the conference, so we can see what you're talking about there. So I guess my question is, you look at some of these. You know, Pitt's the same way. They got Boston College, Syracuse, Virginia Tech. Syracuse has Boston College, us, and Pitt. You know, I'm trying to remember who is Wake Forest's 3.
Wake Forest is probably keeping the Tobacco Road rivalry. That's probably the thing with that.
But
they're really not, though. They're the one that doesn't make sense. Wake has Duke, okay, but Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech.
Right, that's the one that got me, because I thought I was the one, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I thought that all the North Carolina schools would be put together. You just let them all play each other, and that was the initial thought I had. But then,
it doesn't work out, though.
Oh, it's the nerds. It's the nerd bowls. Wake Forest high academic school, Duke high academic school, Georgia Tech high academic. I don't know what Virginia Tech is. Maybe they got to let them play one W. So but I'm trying to just justify this.
What are we in the party school one?
Yes, I'm not going to pretend. Even though I personally know Rhodes Scholars, I'm not going to pretend that it's not harder to get into Wake Forest, Duke, or Georgia Tech academically. Even as an athlete, they don't lower the standards for athletes for Duke and Wake Forest.
I got into Miami, Virginia, and North Carolina. I know, and I chose the bigger route, so I got it.
Yeah, the Bullwinkle route.
The Bullwinkle. Hey, shout out to Bullwinkle.